YouTube? DJ Dre back on set for another episode of the Money Mix Show. I hope you enjoyed that DJ set this morning, warming y'all up, getting y'all ready to trade some stocks. If you're new to the channel, I'm all about making good music and making good money. My two favorite passions, I fused them together and came up with the Money Mix. Right now, we back over here at the money table. We're going to get right into it. We around episode 8. We're going to check on the progress of our stocks this morning, see how they're trading, and get a little bit more information. I'm going to teach you a little bit more tricks of the trade to try to increase and keep the profits that you have made. So let's dive right in. Make sure you check out and you read my disclosure before you get started. I'm not a professional. I am an amateur, but I always say I can give you some amateur advice, but make you some professional money. So let's dive right into our portfolio this morning and see where we are at. All right, we checking into Robinhood, and right now we are up. You know, today is a good day. If you checked into the channel yesterday, if you've seen the program yesterday, you will have noticed that yesterday was not a good day for the markets. The markets was down big time. They were down as much as 800 points yesterday, the Dow was. I said on the down day, the next day, the markets normally rebound, and that's exactly what they're doing. We are up 5% today, all the way up to 1063, which is remarkable. Now, before I came on set, you might be looking at the portfolio and saying, you're missing the stock. Yeah, we carry 4 stocks. Before we came on today, I sold Alphabet, which is Google. I temporarily sold it now. I know you're thinking like, man, you keep saying you're going to hold stuff, you're going to do this. Well, I'm teaching you my method and how I make money and how I improve my investments as fast and as quick as I can. One of the reasons why I only keep a few stocks, 7 max, but normally I keep around 4 to 5 stocks in my portfolio, plus some crypto. But the reason is because when you have a day like today and the market goes up exceptionally well, at the top of this peak right here, we were at $1,072, you know, up $72 in less than a week. That's excellent. So in order to keep those gains, I already knew off the top that we were going to start to tick down. Some of these investments were going to tick down. And if you look at them, all of them are ticking down. You know, all of them were ticking down. Typically, in a situation like that, I would sell everything, all my stocks. And because I only have 4 or 5, it's much easier to sell everything, okay, at once. Now, you're probably saying, now, why would you sell everything at once? Well, I want to sell everything at once because typically when one stock goes down on a strong day, all of your stocks will go down. If you look at the graph over here, you see that everybody ticked up at the highest point, and now everybody is starting to tick down. The returns are exceptionally well, 6%, 7%, 5%. Now, Alphabet Class A, which is Google, was going down the fastest. And I'm going to show you right here at Google. Google was going down the fastest. See that graph right there? Look how much Google dropped. I sold Google to keep my profits. I sold all of it. It's very easy to sell all your stock. You just go to the sell button and you press sell all, and it will immediately sell all your stocks. Now, if you have a stop loss on that particular account, on that particular stock, you got to cancel the stop loss first and then sell the stock. You know, these are things you got trying to do as quick as possible because every minute, every second counts when you're in this market. Now, I'm not into day trading. But what I will do before the market closes today at 4 o'clock, about 3:30 to 3:45, I will repurchase all of the same stocks. All of the stocks that I sold today, I will repurchase them at the levels that they are at because they will most likely keep dropping. You see Amazon dropping. So I'm gonna give you an example of what I would do with one of the other stocks. I'm gonna go back to the page, to our home page. Now, this is why you got to stay on top of your game. You know, if you're in this market, you know, to maximize your profits, you got to stay on top of it. You got to keep checking out these channels. You got to keep checking out my reviews and my shows, so I can give you the tips of the trade. So we're going to go to another stock real quick. I'm gonna go to AMD. Okay, well, AMD, I don't have a leave AMD alone because I don't have a full share on AMD yet. So let's go back real quick. Let's go back to a stock that I have a full share on. If you can look down at the ticker below, Bitcoin is once again falling. Bitcoin is very volatile. At the ticker across the bottom of this page right here, you see Bitcoin at 87,525. You know, Bitcoin fluctuates so much. It's so volatile right now that I'm not in a hurry to put any of my money on the Bitcoin, especially this account where I'm just teaching y'all how to get started. You don't want to see your portfolio going up and down by the seconds, fooling around with cryptocurrency right now. So right now, we're not going to mess with Bitcoin, but I'm going to go up here to MU, that's Micron Technology, and I'm going to show you, okay, see, Micron Technology is not going down as much as Google. Now, you want to check your stocks before you just sell all. You want to see which ones are falling the fastest. Most likely, they're all going to fall, and they're all going to go down and take a nice dip before they begin to rise. And it may take all day. By the end of the day, they may go all the way back down to what they opened at. And that's why I'm in no hurry to get right back in that day. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to go to this particular, I'm actually, to make it a little bit easier for you guys out there, I'm going to go to the cell phone version, because this is probably how you guys are looking at it. Let me get the Face ID to recognize me. This is how you're looking at it. See, right now we are at 10:59. Okay, why come I'm not catching the whole thing on here? We are at 10:59. So we're ticking down. We were as much as 1070, and we're starting to lose. Now, had I sold everything this morning, we'd still be at 1070. See how we're ticking down? We would still be at 1070, and I would keep an eye on the stocks throughout the day before I buy back in. But most likely, I would not buy back in until about 3:45, right before the market closes. But we're going to go to the one share that I have in MU. We're going to trade that. You see where it says trade? As soon as I hit the trade, and as soon as I hit sell, it's going to say no sellable shares. The reason why it's saying no sellable shares is because I have a stop loss order on this. So in order for me to sell, I have to go down here to where it says stop loss place, click that, and you see where it says cancel order. I will have to cancel my stop loss order, okay, in order to sell that. Now, what I also want to teach you today while I have you here, and I'm doing this kind of early. Normally, I would wait for us to make a little bit more money in our portfolio before I talk about this next topic. But this is how I don't never lose money in the market, ever. Once you gain, especially if you have a good day like today, once you get those gains, I want to place a stop order. I'm going to cancel this order, okay? That order is now canceled. The stop order is canceled. So now I can go back in and sell these shares. They're still going down. I'm going to hit trade, sell, and see where it says sell all. Instead of me having to type in the number, I'm going to sell all, and I'm going to swipe up. Oh, I closed it. I don't think I swiped up. There you go. Now I swiped up. Okay, complete. That order is done. So it's sold. So if I go back to my portfolio, both Google and MU is no longer in my accounts. Okay, SanDisk. Nah, I don't really have to sell them. They're performing strong today, and they're not really dropping off too much. So why sell a stock if it's not dropping off? Let it keep performing. It may go up even more. Right now, they're up 5.75%. Now, let me tell you how I keep my investments. This is how I keep them, okay? This is how I keep my money and never lose. We are going to now, when I buy back into this stock, when I buy back in, and I'm gonna go back to MU, and typically, Micron Technologies, typically I sold it. It'll tell you at the bottom how much you sold it, when you sold it for. If you scroll down, it'll give you, what you did with it. Okay, there it is. They actually paid a dividend. I put a stop loss on it. I actually bought it at 342 and I sold it at 387. So we made a nice little amount of money in just a week on that stock. Now, my original stop loss was based on the $342. I went 6% below that, and I placed the stop loss on it, okay? Now that I've made 40-something plus dollars, or a certain percentage, that would be higher if we waited longer, but I want to show you how to keep your money, okay? When I buy back in, say I buy back in now, the stock is at 387. Say I want to buy back in at 387. I just sold it. If you scroll down, I hope I'm not going. I sold it at 387.98. So normally you want that to tick back down even lower. You want this to tick down to maybe 370 and then buy it back in. So you can buy it in less than the amount than you sold it for. It's at 387.98 right now, and it's still at 387.60, 387.70. So do I really want to buy back in right now? No, not yet. I want that to tick down a little bit further before I buy in. But for the sake of this video, and because we don't have enough time to just sit here and wait all day for this to tick back down, because this is a live show, I'm going to buy it back right now, starting to tick back up. Normally you don't want to buy it back higher than it was when you sold it, because let me tell you something, how Robinhood makes their money, they're not going to tell you. But when I buy this stock back in, they're not going to sell it to me exactly at that 387.97 as soon as I press purchase. They're going to sell it to me a little bit higher than that. It's starting to tick back up. So right now, I'm going to go ahead and hit trade. I'm going to hit buy. I have $717 left, where we're not purchasing all of it. We're just going to purchase that one share, what we left off about. So 387, I'm going to purchase 388 so I can at least have a full share. Okay. Y'all got me? Or can you see that? It's not scrolling down. I'm going to purchase at least 388, and I need to do it real quick before it ticks back up so that I can get a full share. So I'm going to go to buy, and instead of buying in dollars, we're going to buy in shares, and I'm going to purchase one share. Okay. Get out the way there. Get out the way. The default order type may vary based on, understand that. Now we're going to review that one share, and we're going to swipe up real quick. We're trying to get back in. Normally, I would wait. I would wait for it to tick down some more before I got back in. Now, if you look at where they sold it to me at, they sold it to me for $386. That's my average cost right now, $386.87. Right now, it's at $386.88, $94, $387. So we're actually on the positive end. Now, this is how we keep our money. This is what I want to tell you. This is very important. Now I'm going to change my stop loss. My original stop loss was based on the original amount. Let me scroll all the way down here and let you see where we came in. Okay, show more. I'm going to show a little bit more. The original stop loss, where is it set here? They paid a dividend. We sold it. Okay. We originally bought in at 342. Okay. 342. If you can see that, it won't let me blow it up. but we originally bought in here at $342. That's what I based the original stop loss on. Now, so that I guarantee that I don't never lose any money on this stock, I'm gonna make my next stop loss based on the 386. So I'm gonna go to my trusty calculator. I hope you're following me. If you don't, always hit rerun. It's like I said earlier, it's like watching episodes of Good Times. You might have seen it over and over again, but you always pick up and see something that you miss, and it's always good to watch. So let me get back over here. 386. We're just going to round it off to 387, okay? 387 minus 6% equals 363. So now my new stop loss is going to be at 363. So I'm going to hit trade, I'm going to hit sell, and instead of doing shares, I'm going to go down here to a stop order, and I'm going to put in $363. Okay, I'm going to hit continue. I'm going to hit for 90 days. As you can see that, I'm going to hit continue again. How many shares? The one share that we have. I'm going to hit review, and I'm going to swipe up. Now, that's done. Now, what that did, okay, let me show you what that did. What that did was purchase. We actually purchased MU. Now it's showing we're down because see how that stock is falling down? Now, if we weren't live on this show, I would have not purchased it when I just did. We're actually losing money now because I purchased it just so that I can show you guys how to move your stop orders up as you make money so that you can keep the gains. But I would have waited. I would have sat on this until, like I said, 345 and bought back in because I'm sure it's going to drop some more. And now we are going to be down in that particular stock, but the overall portfolio won't be down, but that particular stock will be down, okay? And if you look at our portfolio, look, we're down to 1057 now because we're down to 1057 because I did not sell everything like I would typically do, sell all at the top. I knew it was at the top, sell all. I would still be sitting at 1072 right now. So I would have saved that $20. Now, when we only need $1,000 on our account right now, but when you get to $10,000 in your account, $20,000 in your account, these percentages, because that's what we're looking at. We're looking at the percentage amount. 5% on $10,000 is a lot more money than 5% on 1,000. Okay, a lot more money. So as your portfolio grows, you want to be very conscious of when you buy and when you sell these stocks because percentages add up and they mean a lot of money on the plus side or the minus side. So we're going to close out the show today. I want to get too involved. I don't want to be too long, but the other stocks are right here. Google, let me go back in Google and show y'all guys where Google is standing. Look at that. Google's still ticking down. Like I told you, Google is probably going to tick all the way back down once it hit that peak. And you can watch your stocks and tell when they hit that peak. You want to sell everything so you can keep that money. And then you want to buy back in. I know Google is going back up. When it hits this bottom, Google is going to go back up. Okay? I don't want to buy yet, but for the sake of this particular show, I'm going to go ahead and buy back in at Google right now. Okay, we might lose a little bit more money, but in the future, you know, we're only on 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So when you're managing your portfolio, you got to watch it. You got to keep your eye on these, okay? Now, let me show you where we sold Google at. We dumped Google this morning when it was at 329. Okay, I sold it at 329. Right now, it's at 326. So I kept those $3. And it might not sound like a lot, but we're only dealing with one share. When you got 100 shares, $3 times 100 is $300 then. So depends on how many shares you have and how much you have invested. Those percentages can really add up real quick. So for the sake of this video right now, I'm going to go ahead and purchase back into Google, okay? We're going to go ahead and I'm going to hit the trade. I'm going to hit the buy button and we are going to buy in shares. I'm going to hit one share of 326. We're going to review that and we're going to swipe up. Okay, boom, we're done with that. Now we also, I'm going to cancel all that out. We also want to continue to put that stop loss on here, okay? Google may not have went up or down, but we're going to base our stop loss on our new amount, which is 326. This is what we bought in. They averaged us in at 326. So we're going to go to our calculator, 326 minus 326 minus 6% equals our stop loss is now going to be at $306. So I'm going to hit trade again. I'm going to hit sell. Instead of shares, I'm going to stop order. I'm going to put in 306.00, rounding it off. That's my stop price. Continue. Good for 90 days. Continue. One share. That's all we got. I'm going to review that and I'm going to lock that in. I'm locked in. I'm safe now. I can sleep good at night. Not having to worry about me losing all my money because I have stop losses on my account. So now we're back up to the 4 that we started with this morning, okay? If you look at this chart right here, if you look at it, let me go back over to the wider view so you can get a better picture of that. All right, if you look at our shares today, you can see where they all peaked out. Look, they all peaked at the same time. And they all started to drop at the same time. And they're really not starting to tick back up. So typically, I bought back in for the sake of this video to show y'all. But typically, I would not have bought back into anything until about 3:45 today. That's when I would have bought back in. That's when I believe they will be at the lowest point and possibly tick up tomorrow, or they may go down tomorrow. But to maximize your gains, that's what you want to do. You want to look at your stocks. If you don't have 30, 40 stocks, you can sell them all faster and you can make a lot more money just managing 4 or 5 excellent stocks. Right now, as you can see, everybody's in the green. Everybody's looking good. Very good day on the market. I hope you gained something from this video, y'all. I know I went through it kind of fast because we trading live in real time, but hey, make sure you like, man. Make sure you tell somebody about the channel. Make sure you hit that subscription button. And also, man, make sure you check out the money mixes in the morning, man. I get down over here on these turntables. I bring y'all that hot money mix so that y'all can just get in the mood, feel a little bit better about yourself. Just get in that mood to get your day started. So once again, hey, man, check out that mix. I'm going to hit that link right up here above. Well, I want you to hit the link right up here above. It'll take you to the money mix of today anyway. So, hey, once again, glad to be with y'all today. I hope to see y'all on my next episode, man. Peace, love, and we out.